How to add sweetness to your life when you want to snack or prepare.
Taeil's recent removal from NCT due to his S-crimes has to be one of the most shocking pieces of news to emerge from the K-pop industry, leading to widespread speculations from fans and the general public. But amongst all the disturbing accusations and rumors that have been surfacing, what exactly are the true facts of this case? Greetings, professors! Today we're gonna be talking about the crazy situation surrounding Taeil from NCT. And guys, when I first heard about this news, I was absolutely shell-shocked because Taeil is known to be one of the cute, innocent members of NCT, right? So to hear that he was accused of something as severe as S-crimes has left many people scratching their heads and wondering what is going on. And so I thought it would be a good idea for me to make a video uncovering the confirmed facts that we know so far, as well as investigating whether there's any truth to the horrific accusations and rumors surrounding this case. By the way, if you guys hear a lot of noise in the background like this, it's because there's a raging typhoon here in Hong Kong at the moment, but I really didn't want to delay this video any further, so please excuse the noise, and without further ado, let's get started. Taeil's case first came to light on the 28th of August, when NCT's company SM Entertainment suddenly released a statement that read, "We have recently confirmed that Taeil has been indicted in a criminal case related to S-crimes. While investigating the facts regarding this, we realized the severity of the matter and decided that he can no longer continue team activities. After discussion with Taeil, we have decided on his withdrawal from the team." And then following this shocking announcement, SM Entertainment immediately rushed to remove any traces of Taeil from NCT. From taking his merchandise off of their shelves, to removing him from their social media, to even ripping his face out of NCT's public billboards. And all of the NCT members also quickly unfollowed Taeil within hours of the statement's release. All of this just seemed to come completely out of the blue, because prior to this, there were no articles or even any hints that Taeil was undergoing any sort of investigation. And in fact, Taeil was still attending fan meetings with the rest of NCT just weeks ago, so this came as a huge surprise to everyone. We have since gotten the slightly clearer picture of the timeline, as the Bangbei police station has come forward and confirmed that Taeil's alleged victim, Victim A, is an adult female who initially filed her complaint against Taeil back in June. He was then summoned for the first round of questioning on the 28th of August, which is the exact same day he got kicked out of NCT, and he has since been confirmed as an official suspect in the case. But okay, at this point, I'm sure you guys are all wondering the same thing. What exactly has Taeil been accused of? And who's the victim? Well, I have those exact same questions, and trust me, I've been keeping my eyes peeled for updates. But despite incessantly refreshing news sites for hours a day, I still can't seem to find any official confirmations from police about the details of this case. We do, however, have many speculations that have been popping up online, and some of these accusations have actually gained quite a lot of support. But is there any truth to these claims? Well, let's investigate them a bit further. The first accusation that has been getting the most attention online was made by an Instagram account called Agnes121430. In her post, Agnes accuses Taeil of allegedly installing a spy cam in her phone for the past 6 years, starting from the time that she was 12 up until her current age of 18. And Agnes even claims that when she tried to report the crimes to the police, Taeil allegedly threatened to kill her. Now, it seems that the reason why many people believe that Agnes is Victim A is because she'd been posting about this story for months, way before the situation even went public. And she had also posted an alleged police investigation report dating back to June, which, if you recall, matches perfectly with the timeline confirmed by the police. However, taking a closer look at the document, we can see that the names of the accused aren't included in the image, so we have no idea if this investigation was even related to Taeil at all. Not to mention, the contents of the document also clearly state that the case was actually dismissed due to a lack of evidence, meaning police have already closed this case. So there's no reason why they would still be questioning Taeil about this today. And yeah, I just think it's pretty strange that this photo is being used to support the claim that Agnes is Victim A. But perhaps the most damning discrepancy of all is that the crimes against Agnes supposedly took place between the ages of 12 to 18, which would technically make her a minor in Korea. Whereas police have already confirmed that victim A is in fact an adult woman. Now, of course, this isn't to say that Agnes is necessarily lying. Perhaps she has a completely separate case against Taeil. Or perhaps she really is just making up a completely false rumor. We don't know. But what we do know for sure is that her story simply does not align with the facts of the current investigation against Taeil. And so it's highly unlikely that she is the victim A in question. But despite all the inconsistencies, Agnes has managed to gain almost 80,000 Instagram followers in just the span of a few days, and her story seems to be the most widely believed version of events. In fact, if you look on X, TikTok, or even Taeil's own Instagram comments, you can see plenty of people bringing up her accusations as if it's a confirmed fact. And worst of all, there have even been various fake accounts impersonating Agnes and adding even more shocking details to her story just to gain attention for themselves, which is just another level of disappointing, to be honest. But hopefully all of that has been debunked now. So moving on to the next big accusation, another huge rumor that has surfaced is that Taeil's S-crime was that he was involved in the new Nth Room scandal. Now, in case you guys do not know what the Nth Room is, it was a massive series of group chats that was uncovered back in 2019, and it involved tens of thousands of Korean men who were illegally distributing inappropriate videos of women and underage girls without their consent. At the time, it was said that there were many high-profile figures involved in these Nth Rooms, including a few K-pop celebrities. However, in the end, only 245 people were actually imprisoned, and only a few of the main perpetrators actually had their identities revealed. Since then, the distribution of illegal P videos has continued to be a widespread problem in Korea. And this issue has once again come back to the spotlight over the past few weeks after a few new chat rooms were allegedly uncovered. And this time, men were distributing illegal videos of their own family members as well as deep fake images of female celebrities. This series of new chat rooms are collectively referred to as the new Nth Rooms due to their similarities to the original Nth Room case. And I know these names can get really confusing, new Nth Room, original Nth Room, and that is precisely what's leading to the misinformation surrounding Taeil. You see, while there's definitely evidence supporting the existence of the new Nth Rooms, this hasn't been investigated or even confirmed by the police, so we know absolutely nothing about the new Nth Rooms. We do not know who's involved, there are no celebrities linked to it, we just know absolutely nothing about it at the moment, okay? But because the new Nth Rooms and the original Nth Rooms has such similar names, people have started mixing up the facts between the two separate cases. For instance, just because there were some K-pop celebrities involved in the original Nth Rooms, people are now saying that there are K-pop celebrities involved in the new Nth Rooms as well. And this misinformation has since ballooned into a huge rumor that there are as many as 200 K-pop idols involved in the new Nth Room, something which again, there's absolutely no evidence for. And then based on this completely false premise, people have now started creating unverified lists of idols that they probably hate, let's be for real, and then claiming that these are the people involved in the new Nth Rooms. And in fact, some netizens have even gone as far as to impersonate the Korean police or reputable news outlets to release these lists, which has further misled everyone to believe these rumors. So to bring this all back to Taeil, as you might expect, following the news of his S-crime, many people have now assumed that this was the supposed crime that he had committed, and he has now become one of the main people to be included in almost every list. But hopefully, as you can see, this seems to be just yet another unfounded story. So these are just the two biggest rumors circulating across the internet, but they're far from the only ones. From allegations that Taeil essayed a 14-year-old boy to speculations that the victim is an 11-year-old girl who suffers from lifelong disabilities due to the assault. All of these have already been disproven by the police, who have confirmed that the victim is an adult woman. An adult woman, guys. So please, if any of you guys are spreading these rumors, please just stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
Look, I know I'm debunking rumors here, but I don't want this to come off as me supporting Taeil in any way, because I'm certainly not. In fact, I would like to believe that many of these people who comment these things might be coming from a good place. You know, maybe they just want to show support for the victim. But honestly, spreading these unfounded stories and accusing Taeil of unproven crimes isn't going to help. And if anything, it could actually compromise the police's investigation. All of these fake accusations and fabricated evidence could definitely confuse the police, and worse yet, it could even cause them to question the actual victim's story. Not to mention, the victim herself may even feel exploited by all of these netizens who are just sensationalizing her story to try and gain attention and views. And this is precisely why I support SM and the police's decision to handle this investigation privately. Currently, there are a lot of people accusing SM and the police of covering up this situation, and some people even suspect that SM knew about Taeil's investigation since mid-June. But SM has denied this and stated that both the company and Taeil were only made aware of the investigations in mid-August. Regardless though, this is an unpopular take, but I still think that SM handled the situation the best way that they could. I mean, had they made this situation public earlier, I guarantee that there would have been tons of crazy fans out there sending protest trucks, boycotting NCT, and yeah, the process of removing Taeil from the group would have definitely become very drawn out and messy. So I think it was great that SM just handled the situation privately, reviewed all the facts, and then took swift action to remove Taeil from the group as efficiently as they did. And speaking of Taeil's removal, people have pointed out that this is the first time SM has ever taken such harsh measures against their own artists, especially because they're known for standing by their singers even when they're facing serious allegations. Even Kangin from Super Junior, who was literally found guilty of multiple DUIs, was still allowed to remain in his group. So fans now believe that for Taeil to be kicked out so quickly shows that either SM found overwhelming evidence of his guilt, or perhaps the allegations are just so severe that they want to distance themselves from the entire case. It is important to note, however, that while Taeil is no longer a member of NCT, his contract with SM hasn't been terminated yet, so he's technically still listed as an artist under the company. However, it is widely believed that this is because his contract is set to end in late 2024 anyways, so SM may just be waiting for the contract to naturally expire, as opposed to having to end the contract early and pay Taeil a severance package. But yeah, overall, there's still way more questions than answers at this point. And although I unfortunately couldn't tell you guys what exactly happened with Taeil's scandal, at least we were able to rule out what didn't happen. Hopefully this video debunked all the untrue rumors and confirmed the facts that we actually know so far. Not gonna lie, it's definitely super frustrating that we still know so little about this investigation. But putting our own curiosities aside, we need to remember that there's an actual victim behind this case. So let's just hold off on the speculations for now and allow the police, the victim, and Taeil to proceed with the investigations in peace, and hopefully justice will eventually be served. I will be continuing to monitor this case closely, and I definitely plan on making a follow-up video once we know more details, so stay tuned. And until then, I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Thank you for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon members for supporting my channel. If you'd like to watch reaction videos and other bonus content, then be sure to check that out on my Patreon.